汇集天下大事，聚焦华人热点。西雅图中文电台网络电视。
Provided to our Chinese elderly on a daily basis. As both Dwayne and I think Dow mentioned, this site over 100 years ago was the place of a lot of Chinese immigrants. It was a very tumultuous time in the history of the Pacific Northwest. The Asian Exclusion Act had been passed by the Congress, which actually barred Chinese immigrants from coming to the United States. It was very much, that was in fact when the first immigration system was created. Up until then, there were no immigration laws. People from around the world could freely come to the United States by ship, whether from Ireland or Poland or England, or all parts of the world. But because of the anti-Chinese sentiment, starting up in California and then going up through the entire West Coast, we had actual riots to expel the Chinese, in which the Chinese were rounded up in Seattle and taken down to the docks. Chinese in Olympia and Tacoma were rounded up. And here, there had been a growing population of Chinese coal miners. That's why this area is called Coal Creek. There was actual coal mining here. And they were moved out, and eventually they kind of resettled in this particular area, which then became China Creek. And so it is really fitting that we now have Aegis facility here, serving the predominantly Chinese population. But more than that, this center is going to be serving as a bridge for the entire community. It's amazing how we have now come full circle, in which a population that was rejected, abhorred, detested, excluded, is now providing a facility through the great stewardship of Aegis, and becoming a focal point for the entire community. As we've heard, there will be a preschool here. And many of the facilities here, like the restaurant, will be open not just to the residents, but to the entire community and to families. And many of the cultural events, the lectures that will be here, the health facilities, the recreational facilities will be open to the entire community. And so I really see this facility here at Aegis Gardens in China Creek as really serving as a focal point for the community. And we've heard so much about the accolades in terms of recognition for this facility. And Dwayne, you and your staff and the developers and the architects and the designers have left no stone unturned. The attention to detail, even in the kitchen. The kitchen has facilities for walks and for barbecuing, duck and pigs and everything. It's more modern and perhaps more equipped and more elaborate than any Chinese restaurant that you'll find in the Seattle area. The artifacts, the artwork, all brought from China. All brought from China, but blended in with this Pacific Northwest theme. As Dow was indicating, we have a growing Asian population in the state of Washington. Almost 9% of the state's population is Asian. Within just 25 miles of this facility, we have almost 500,000 people of Asian descent, and over 100,000 Chinese alone. And as all of us age, we want to make sure that there are really good facilities for us to enjoy life. We want our parents and our grandparents to be treated with dignity and with respect, and to really live comfortably. I've had an opportunity to visit so many of the Aegis facilities, Madison Park, the Rogers facility up on Queen Anne, and of course this one. And I've been here many, many times, even quietly, surreptitiously, driving by, parking nearby, and watching the construction. And it's just amazing how this has grown. But what's most important is what's going to happen inside this facility. Attention to our elderly. I was hoping that perhaps my mom might have had a chance to perhaps live here. She had Parkinson's, had advanced stage of Parkinson's, but unfortunately she had a stroke just a year ago and passed away. But I really think that she would have benefited from the incredible quality of care that the Aegis facilities provide. And in fact, I think this facility is going to draw people from not just the Puget Sound area, but all around the United States and certainly throughout the Pacific Northwest. Their facility in Fremont, California, for the predominantly Chinese has really been a model and has really drawn people from as far away as Canada. And when you look at just the tone and the quality here and the facilities and the amenities that will be offered for the elderly, it's going to really start packing it in. This place is already hopping. Just the last week they had a seminar on nutrition and longevity, and it was for standing room only folks. And as Dwayne already indicated, they've already moved in residents, some 10 people already. But I cannot thank Dwayne for what you're doing in terms of offering choices for our elderly and a facility that will really take care of our elderly with great respect and care. What's so nice about this facility, it's more than just a building. You have to look at the entire grounds, and I hope that you have an opportunity to come back perhaps Saturday and tour the facility and see the grounds, because there's a nature trail and access to the lake. And I think that's going to draw in many of the family members of the residents who will really look at this as a great place to spend time with grandma and grandpa and to have a clan, the entire Chin family or the Locke family or the Wong family or the Lee family doing things, cooking meals in the special kitchen for families, taking walks through the park and down to the lake, and enjoying all the amenities and the cultural amenities that are here, including massage and acupuncture. I mean, this is going to be really very, very popular for people who, not just the Chinese community, not just their families, but the entire community here in Cold Creek and Newcastle area and China. So Dwayne, my compliments to you and your staff for what you've done, executing with great detail, to the staff, to the great care that you're going to provide for the residents that will truly call this home and who will enjoy this. Thank you very much.
Nice.